This is CTV News with Craig Krause.
In weeks and months, we will be able to take a more fulsome look and have a better understanding of the potential impact that his employment here may have had.
An officer at the Victoria Police Department is charged with sexual assault. Tonight, he's been suspended and the chief is speaking out.
That's the biggest number of dedicated pickleball courts anywhere in the region.
The pickleball craze expands again. Victoria cuts the ribbon on new courts, doubling its pickleball potential. Plus, Adam finds out how a 10-year-old was inspired to spread smiles by making signs about squirrels. That's later on the Sawatsky Sign-Off. Good evening and thank you for joining us. A Victoria police officer has been charged with sexual assault. He was suspended yesterday after his arrest, which was the result of an investigation by the West Shore RCMP. CTV's Anna McMillan reports.
The Victoria Police Department has announced one of its frontline officers is charged with one count of sexual assault. Vic PD says it was made aware of the allegation about a year ago and that it stemmed from an off-duty incident.
Given the seriousness of the information and the location of the incident, conduct of the criminal investigation was immediately transferred to the West Shore RCMP.
The investigation resulted in the arrest of 31-year-old Constable Chris Kayiatos. He joined the department in 2019.
Yesterday, following the arrest, I immediately suspended the member. At the same time, it is important to be clear that an accused person is presumed innocent until proven guilty in a court of law.
Reporters asked Police Chief Fiona Wilson if Kayiatos was picking up police files while he was under investigation and what would happen to his caseload if so.
In the coming weeks and months, we will be able to take a more fulsome look and have a better understanding of the potential impact that his employment here may have had.
A Vancouver-based criminologist says transparency is essential in cases like this.
You have to own it, but it's a very delicate balance because you can't be too kind of hyperbolic, you can't be too out in the open because that then risks prejudicing the investigation and impacting the court process. But you have to wear it ultimately.
Wilson says the department is wearing it for a reason.
I recognize that matters like this can shake the public's trust in police. And I feel very strongly that being open and transparent and honest about these matters when they do arise is a way to address that very thing.
The suspended officer has been released from custody and his next court date is July 30th. The RCMP aren't commenting on the case while the judicial process is underway. Anna McMillan, CTV News, Esquimalt.
And if you or someone you know needs help, the Island Help Crisis Worker Line is available 24 hours a day. If you need immediate assistance, call 911 or go to the nearest hospital. A serious overnight crash on the Malahat north of Goldstream Park has left one person with life-threatening injuries. West Shore RCMP say impaired driving may be a factor in the collision, which shut down the northbound lanes for several hours this morning. Police were called at around 12:30 in the morning to a two-vehicle crash near Finlayson Arm Road involving a Subaru and a Cadillac. Both vehicles have significant damage. The Subaru could be seen straddling the median. Mounties say the driver of the Cadillac showed signs of possible impairment, and an impaired driving investigation is now underway. The driver of the Subaru suffered serious life-threatening injuries and was taken to hospital. The Cadillac driver was also taken to hospital. Crash analysts were called in, and the northbound lanes between West Shore Parkway and Aspen Road were closed for several hours while officers investigated. Police say no further details are being released at this time. Kayiatos Gaming Corporation, a business enterprise of Cowichan Tribes, has taken full ownership of Chance's Cowichan Casino in Duncan. A celebration was held today outside of Chance's Cowichan featuring dancers. The Duncan Dabber Bingo Society, which was working in partnership with Cowichan Tribes operating the casino for 20 years, handed over a large bingo dabber to the Cowichan Tribes chief, signifying full ownership. The Bingo Society will still see funds generated by the casino go back into the community.
Look forward to a positive future with economic opportunities here, you know, bringing in more funds to help our strategic plan and bettering our nation. It's just a positive step forward for us.
Based on the agreement, we've got at least 10 years in front of us of funds being distributed through that grant program to organizations.
The official acquisition was complete last month, and all existing employees were offered to stay on. Construction of the second phase of utility and road upgrades is set to begin along a stretch of road that borders the city of Duncan and the municipality of North Cowichan. Starting this month, Canada Avenue between Sherman Road and Beverly Street will go through extensive upgrades, including the replacement of 2 bridges, enhancements of Bings Creek, along with sewage and water main replacements. The project will also see narrow driving lanes, wider sidewalks, and pathway improvements. Motorists can expect traffic delays mainly Monday to Friday from 7 a.m. to 5 p.m. with single-lane alternating traffic and detours. The project is expected to be complete in a year. The BC River Forecast Centre has released its latest snowpack levels for the province, and on Vancouver Island, the numbers are not looking good. The island is currently sitting at 27% of its normal snowpack, down from 44% a month ago. Typically, snow accumulation in BC reaches its maximum levels in mid-April, providing insight into the snowmelt heading into the summer season. The River Forecast Centre says it was a challenging year for snow accumulation in the Alpine this winter. Now, the snowmelt is trending earlier than normal, which could be a bad sign for communities leading up and around down through.
Certainly, from a water availability perspective for Vancouver Island, this isn't great news at this point, and really kind of fingers crossed that we end up in a situation where we have a January where we have enough low pressure systems come through and keep conditions cool and wet.
The low snowpack levels, along with the warm seasonal weather resulting in that early snowmelt, means we could experience a higher risk of a summer drought. Well, picklers rejoice. The island's largest pickleball courts have opened at Victoria's Topaz Park. You can now drop shot, volley, falafel, and flapjack your way to a win or loss at the Pickleball Hub, which has 11 dedicated courts with permanent nets, fencing, and shade. There are even lights to allow you to play well into the evening. This new addition doubles the number of pickleball courts in the city of Victoria.
11 that's the biggest number of dedicated pickleball courts anywhere in the region. The way they're going to do this is they're going to have 3 courts that at any moment somebody could just drop in and put their paddle in the rack and start playing. So I think that's you got to have that, because we get a lot of emails from people who are visiting the city saying, hey, where can I go and drop in and play? And right now it's like, well, you know, this is going to be the answer though.
Topaz Park upgrades go beyond the new pickleball courts. Other features include improved pathways through the park, an updated fitness area, and youth-focused gathering space with bike racks and misting stations. The upgrades are part of Phase 2 of the Topaz Park Improvement Plan, which also includes a fenced dog park scheduled to open later this year. A community festival has been saved by a team of volunteers and a grant from the City of Victoria. Fernfest will go ahead once again this year in a smaller capacity. Last year, 17,000 people attended the festival. Earlier this year, the Fernwood Neighborhood House announced the festival would not go ahead, citing capacity restraints. Following outcry from residents, a meeting was held about the future of the event, and a new team of volunteers emerged. Several grants from community businesses in the City of Victoria also help keep Fernfest alive.
It's going to be a little different this year. It's pared down. We're just doing one day, one music stage. The street will be full of vendors. So a little quieter than previous years, but hopefully with community support, we can keep this event going.
The scaled-back one-day event will happen June 13th with more than 100 vendors, live music, food trucks, and a beer garden. Your path to a stadium hot dog and garlic fries is about to be a little easier thanks to a new partnership. The Clipper and the Seattle Mariners are partnering, giving Islanders a chance to catch a Major League Baseball game this season. The boat will now leave at noon on Fridays, making it easier to get to the stadium for a Friday night game. The company says last year's Jays run in the playoffs inspired the partnership.
The goal is to obviously make baseball a little bit more accessible to everybody here on the island. We already see tons of baseball fans coming down each weekend. And so we were hoping to just, capitalize on the baseball fan base and then just show our appreciation to our fans.
Single game tickets can also be purchased through the Clippers website. To make it easier, theme sailings will start next Friday and run through the end of September. The Cops for Cancer Tour de Rock officially kicked off today in Victoria, bringing together the entire team along with supporters and families, all with a shared goal of raising money for childhood cancer research. The Tour de Rock is one of Vancouver Island's most recognizable fundraising efforts, and a ceremony today at St. Margaret's School in Victoria marked the official start of months of raising funds for this year's team. The riders, made up of police, first responders, and military members from up and down Vancouver Island, will be putting rubber to the road, training 3 days a week until the main event, which kicks off September 19th on the North Island and finishes October 2nd in Victoria. Since the ride began in 1997, the tour has raised millions of dollars for research and programs that help kids and families facing cancer, something organizers say continues to drive the team year after year.
Another beautiful day today. 17 degrees for a daytime high. We're at 15 under a bit of cloud cover right now, though. Could see a few scattered showers in parts of the island this weekend. I think it'll stay dry around Victoria, though. Full look at your Mother's Day weekend forecast right after the break.
Well, welcome back. Well, Josh, we had a mix of conditions this week. We had some sunshine, we had some cloud coverage. What can Islanders expect this weekend?
Yeah, well, I think temperatures are going to be pretty similar to the way we ended the week as opposed to the way we started the week. Started the week with that heat. Parts of the island setting record daytime highs coming out of the weekend and into Monday. Today, back a lot closer to average. We're 15 right now in Victoria. At the airport, wind is out of the north, about 20 kilometers per hour, no gusts. It is a little stronger, though, out around the harbor. We're seeing gusts to about 35 kilometers per hour. Speaking of wind, Comox, 16 degrees right now. Wind is about 35, gusting to 45 kilometers per hour. That'll stick around until mid-evening, and then the wind should die down overnight. I think it probably comes back, though, gusts to about 30 kilometers per hour tomorrow afternoon in through that region. We've got some scattered showers along parts of the west coast, mainly Tofino north overnight tonight and into tomorrow morning. And then you can see this little system here. It mostly stays north of the island, but I do think Saturday night into Sunday morning, we'll probably see some showers push through northern sections, and then that'll drop a little further south through the course of the day Sunday. So Comox, Courtney Valley area, you're going to see some showers sort of mid-afternoon on Sunday, maybe lasting as long as supper time. It's a slight risk for Nanaimo to maybe see a scattered shower. A little better chance, though, in through the Port Alberni region. No heavy rain, but some scattered showers potentially on Sunday. In the north, chance of showers overnight tonight and tomorrow morning, and then Sunday morning, a chance of some showers. Afternoon hours should just be cloudy with a few sunny breaks. A little breezy tomorrow, gusts to about 30 or 40 kilometers per hour, and temperatures in the mid-teens. So pretty close to average through the weekend and the first half of next week as well. Up to 23 in the Port Alberni area tomorrow. Mix of sun and cloud, then a chance of some showers, as we showed you Sunday afternoon. That'll drop temperatures back to around 18, which is no worse than average. We'll stay in that range Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. Out of the west coast, 15 degrees tomorrow. Chance of showers in the morning, especially, as we said, from Tofino north. Sunny breaks in the afternoon. Chance of showers Sunday morning, and then sunny breaks in the afternoon, high 14. 18 degrees in Comox. Gusts will pick up around lunchtime tomorrow, around 30 to 40 kilometers per hour through the afternoon hours. And then on Sunday, a chance of some scattered showers at 17, back to the 17 to 20 range for highs early next week. 19s Saturday, Sunday in Nanaimo with partly cloudy skies tomorrow. Slight chance, as we showed, there might be a little sprinkle that goes through the area Sunday afternoon. No heavy rain, though, and those temperatures are 3 degrees above average. We'll be about 3 or 4 degrees above average in Victoria as well. Mix of sun and cloud tomorrow. Light wind, about 19 degrees for a high. Should get to 20 or 21 Sunday, Monday, Tuesday. A little breezy, though, on Sunday. Gusts to about 30 kilometers per hour. So all in all, not a bad weekend, unless you're hoping for some rain. No sign of that until maybe the end of next week in Victoria.
Okay, sounds like a cozy weekend. That's what I'm gathering from that. All right, thanks, Justin. There was more disappointment on the job front today, with this country losing 18,000 positions in April and the unemployment rate rising to 6.9%, a 6-month high for young people. The latest numbers are particularly concerning. With more, here is CTV's John Vanavalley-Rao.
At job fairs across the country this spring, for young people looking for work, it hasn't been easy.
The job market, especially right now, is not the best that it's ever been.
And the latest numbers showing while overall employment has largely unchanged, for 15 to 24-year-olds, it crept up another 0.5 percentage point to more than 14%, double the national average. For students, the unemployment rate is 16%.
And teenagers is even worse. The unemployment rate's north of 20%.
A recent report by the Fraser Institute highlights how youth unemployment has surged since the pandemic, reversing a decades-long downward trend. The report finding in 2025, youths who were unemployed remained jobless for the longest period ever on record.
The labor market for young people in this country is similar to what happens during a severe recession.
The report found the weakness was concentrated in retail trade, accommodation, and food services.
I feel frustrated.
Reza Mahmoudian is 28 and has struggled the last 3 months to find a job. He was a home energy saving consultant, but work has dried up.
I've applied for jobs, like for more than 100 jobs, and no one got back to me yet, even a single one.
Like many his age, he's also worried about the rising cost of living. A new Nanos poll for CTV found, while nearly half of those over the age of 55 felt inflation is not a major problem, in the 18 to 34 age bracket, only 1 in 4 aren't concerned about it.
Rent is very high right now.
While among young people, 22% said they'd canceled a major purchase because of increasing prices, the most of any age group. Meanwhile, that Fraser Institute report notes the gap in the unemployment rate between young people and adults is now near an all-time high. John Vanavalley-Rao, CTV News, Toronto.
It is unclear what data may have been accessed in a cybersecurity incident that targeted post-secondary schools around the world, including several here in Canada and also in BC. The University of British Columbia and Simon Fraser say they were hit. Students and staff are being asked to remain vigilant against phishing scams. 9,000 schools worldwide were targeted. The incident affected Canvas Cloud, a digital classroom used to store course materials, manage grades, and submit assignments. UVic and VIU on the island use a different system, though. Well, coming up, squirrel science. Adam meets a 10-year-old who's turning a distraction into an opportunity to share knowledge and spread smiles. That's coming up next on the Sawatsky Sign-Off.
Virgin Radio is Victoria's #1 hit music station. Home of Bailey and Johnny in the morning. Download the free iHeartRadio app and listen to 107.3 Virgin Radio everywhere.
Well, finally, Adam finds out how a 10-year-old is learning a big lesson after teaching strangers about squirrels on the Sawatsky Sign-Off.
When you're in the middle of an assignment, like Lucas Sarko, and something unexpected catches your eye,
and I looked out the window, and I just saw a bunch of squirrels.
Whether you notice a squirrel, or whether you don't notice your microphone cord is dropped in front of your camera until it's too late, it's hard to focus on anything else.
I love playing baseball and hockey.
But Lucas didn't know what he liked about squirrels, so he started doing some research.
Pretty cool.
Cool how squirrels can live between multiple homes.
They're kind of movers and shakers. They just jump around a bunch.
But the coolest thing of all, Lucas says, was about flying squirrels.
And they actually don't fly. They have like wing flaps, kind of like in a spy movie, and they just like glide.
And then, kind of like James Bond doing surveillance, Lucas noticed how some people walking past the window looked like they needed a license to thrill.
They seemed a bit kind of sleepy.
So, like 007 might have a fountain pen that turns into a rocket launcher, Lucas used chopsticks and scotch tape to make informative signs about squirrels that would blow people's minds.
Well, because then they have information to share with their friends and stuff.
And after placing a series of signs on a nearby wall, calling them party conversation starters for squirrel people,
The African pygmy squirrel is the smallest at 10 centimeters long.
Lucas is realizing it's not a mission impossible to wake people up to the wonder of the natural world.
Feels great. I didn't know flying squirrels didn't fly. They glide up to 450 meters.
I'm going to want to share this. There are going to be more people by the end of the day that know these facts.
While the squirrel signs are so successful, Lucas is in the midst of researching for upcoming series on marmots and lizards. He can't be distracted from sharing the lasting lesson he's learned about doing something nice for others.
Well, kind of when they have a smile on their face, it just makes me have a smile on my face. It's kind of like a win-win.
Adam Sawatsky, CTV News, Victoria.
Well, thank you, Lucas. We all learned something new tonight. That's it for us here at CTV News Vancouver Island. Thank you for sharing your time with us. Take care.